Alright guys, so we are back and we're ready to start this project, but I wanted to kind of go over the materials that you're going to need to do this DIY project. And if you guys haven't figured it out by now, we are doing a DIY dog teepee. I came across the video on Hobby Lobby YouTube channel, but the only thing is that they weren't really descriptive on what materials you needed and stuff like that. You're going to need 2.5 yards of fabric. So basically you can choose any fabric you want. We kind of went with one that will go with our color scheme that we have going on in our room, because that's where Dolche sleeps, and this is Dolche right here. So yes, we're gonna make it too. So I got the 2.5 fabric. You're gonna need 6 of these wooden dowels. The size of this is 7/8 by 36, right? So that, yeah, I wasn't too sure because they weren't descriptive about that on videos, but we figured it out. And you're gonna need about 6 of those. Then you're gonna need your jute twine, or what is this called? Natural cord. So we got this. This was $5.99. We got the neutral color, and then you're gonna need either fabric glue like this or fabric glue sticks if you have a glue gun. And you're gonna need some pins. We got some extra ribbon just to kind of make some detail on the trim. You're gonna need some scissors. You're gonna need a ruler. I think you're gonna need like a yard ruler, but this is what I have on hand, so we're gonna make this work. I also have a little measuring tape here just in case. And you're gonna need a template marking pencil. This you can all find in the fabric section of Hobby Lobby, except for the twine and the wooden dowels. That you're gonna have to go to the section where they have all the wood making stuff and stuff like that. So that's basically all we need. And like I said, this the cost of this is $49. So you want to round it up with tax, $50. But like I said, you go online, you find this for anywhere from $75 to up to even $100 or whatever. So this is going to be very interesting, and I'm excited. So let's get to it.
Alright guys, so beginning this project, we're going to go ahead and tie our first knot onto our dowel, and you want to make sure that that knot is secured. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and wrap the cord individually around each dowel. And then you're going to go ahead and take it back to the opposite side and just keep wrapping and making sure that your dowels are flat and straight and even. And just make sure that you're pulling your cord tight enough to keep it secured. So you're going to just do this several times. And then once you get that done, you're going to go ahead and take the length of the string and run it down the length of the dowel and bring it back up. And I did that about 4 times on each one, just to make sure that it was tight and secure. And while I'm doing that, I'm also making sure that the dowels lay flat and they're even. And keep in mind, this part is a little time consuming, but it's worth it. And then at the end, you're just going to go ahead and secure another knot, and you're going to cut off the excess. And then at that point, you're going to go ahead and lay it out, making sure that your sides are even. You want to make sure that your sides are 17 inches, and then the front dowels are going to be 29 inches. So you just want to make sure you get those measurements correct. And then once that's done, you're going to go ahead and take your fabric and lay it around the teepee. And you want to go ahead and place a pin in the back of it just to give you a guide as you're, to let you know where that back part is. And then once that's done, you're going to go ahead and take 2 binder clips or whatever clips you may have on hand just to hold the front of it into place. And while I'm doing that, I am going to just stretch out the fabric to the base and get it ready so that my son here can go ahead and mark our markers to where we need to cut. So he's just using the ruler and going around the base of the perimeter so that we can go ahead and know where to cut our fabric. And then once that's done, you're going to go ahead and lay your fabric out flat, and you're going to just cut around your markings. Keep in mind, I didn't have a pair of fabric scissors on hand, so I just used what I had, but it would have went a lot easier and faster if we had some fabric scissors, so you just want to keep that in mind. And then once that's done, you want to reposition your teepee again and making sure that your measurements are correct, because in the process of moving it, you're gonna, mess up your measurements. So again, 29 inches in the front, and then along the other sides of the poles will be 17 inches. And then once that is done, you're gonna go ahead and place your fabric back onto the teepee, making sure that you use your marker where you placed your pin as your guide to keep that towards the back. And then you want to make sure that you pull your fabric tightly against the teepee so that you can just make sure that it's secure and in place. And then we're going to go ahead and take the fabric glue and glue that to the bottom of each dowel and just attach your fabric to it. And keep in mind that this fabric glue does dry fairly quickly, so there is really no wait time with that. And then once that's all glued down, you're going to go ahead to the front where the opening is, and then you're going to create your seam by placing some glue along the inside of the fabric. And once that's done, you're going to go ahead and just kind of fold onto itself, and there you have your little seam. And keep in mind, this is again a no-sew project, so there's absolutely no sewing involved. And once that's all secure, you're going to go ahead and do that to the other side. And I swear this stuff is like magic. So then once you have that front done, you're going to go ahead and do the same thing to the bottom. Just place your glue and then fold down a little flap over it, and voila, you have your seam. So you're going to do that all around. Then you're going to move back up to the top and create that little closure piece up on the front. You're going to measure 5 inches. And if you're having difficulty keeping it together while the glue is needing to dry, all you need to do is put the binder clips back on just to secure it while it dries. And fairly simple, fairly easy. Then last but not least, you're going to go ahead and take your ribbon or whatever trim you decided to pick up that coordinates with your fabric, and you're going to make your ties. So what I did was I just took the flap and kind of created like a crease, and I'm placing the ribbon on the inside and gluing that. And then I also did the same thing on the bottom near the first dowel, and just glue that. Make sure that it dries before you try to tie it off. And then once it's dried, you're going to go ahead and just tie it into a knot. And that way it just gives you the look of it being open, and you can actually untie it to kind of close it back to give your doggy some privacy. So once that's done, you're going to trim the excess ribbon, and then you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So again, you're going to take the first ribbon and place it down near the bottom where the first dowel is, glue that into place, then create your little flap or your crease, and then glue your second piece of ribbon into place as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. So again, you want to make sure that it dries properly before tying it, and then cutting the excess and making sure that it's fairly close to what you have on the other side. And that's basically it. I'm so happy with the way this project turned out. Super excited. I can't wait for him to try it out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button up in the corner if you guys haven't done so already. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, don't forget to hit that bell so you can get any notifications of when new videos pop up. But yeah, thank you for allowing me to share my little DIY with you. And here you go. Here's the end result. There goes my little Dolche in his little new puppy tent or teepee, whatever you want to call it. We put his bed in there, and if you can see, I just took the leftover fabric and placed it inside his bed to kind of give it a more cohesive look. So that's optional. You don't have to do that. But I think he likes it. What do you guys think? Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.